It was a late Friday night and it was pouring outside. I had just finished my math homework and I was starting to get sleepy. Right before going to bed though, I needed a snack. My parents were already asleep by this point as I had stayed up late working on homework, so I was looking for a snack that didn't make too much noise. While eating my snack, I decided to wind down with a little bit of TV before falling asleep. What happened next, I'll probably never forget. At around 3:33 a.m., I woke up, and I only know the time because I usually sleep in a cradled fetus position, so I was able to look at the clock. But that was the only thing I was able to do, because I could not move a single part of my body except my eyes. I had also left the TV on accident, so all I could see was the glow from the static and hear it subtly. I tried to move my body so I could get up and turn it off, because my parents always told me they hated wasting electricity like that, so I knew tomorrow morning they would yell at me. But I couldn't move. I tried and tried and tried, but nothing. Not a single muscle twitch. I started to panic. A lot. I started to think I was actually dying. Was this what death felt like? I had no idea, but that's what I assumed at the time. Then all of a sudden, I started hearing footsteps outside of my door. I felt relieved at first, assuming it was my parents coming in to check on me, because then I'd be able to ask them for help. Or maybe they'd know what was happening to me. But then I started to notice that the footsteps were getting closer and closer, but my door hadn't opened yet. Yet they sounded so close, like they were towering over me, whoever or whatever it was. At first, I tried moving my head to see who it was, but I still couldn't move. I had already forgotten that I couldn't move, as I was not used to this. So I strained and stretched my eyes to look at what was towering over me. To this day, that's the worst decision I have ever made, and I regret it completely, because standing over me was a shadowy silhouette of a person whom I didn't recognize. Instantly, my heart sank as we both stared at each other, not moving a muscle. While this stare down was taking place, a car outside happened to drive by, and I caught a glimpse of what it was that was staring back at me. It was not human, and if things couldn't get worse, it sure enough did, as it started moving its hand closer and closer to me. The hand went over my face and my mouth, almost as if it was choking me or trying to smother me. I tried to scream as loud as I could, but then I realized I couldn't even talk, or anything for that matter. And this was when I was at the peak of my panic. I really thought I was dead, and this was hell, and I was being tortured by a demon. I must have passed out after this, because the next thing I remember was waking up like normal, like every other day, the next morning, and it was bright out. I'll never forget that night. It will always stay with me forever, and I do not wish this on anyone, because it's truly terrifying. One of the most terrifying things I've ever experienced. And with that being said, this has been my sleep paralysis story.